Peace, family. Peace, family. This is Dr. Key, and it is, what is this? Wednesday, October the 26th, 2022, and the time is 12 noon p.m. We don't have anybody on right now, but I just wanted to come on to ask you all a favor, please. Uh, Good morning. Well, good afternoon, everybody. I can't see if anybody is commenting or if anybody is on. Good morning, good afternoon. Oh, hi. I see the comments now. Peace, family. It's so good to see you. Yes, great rising, joyous rising. Oh, I love you all so much. Greetings. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for being here, family. Hi from England. Check in, family. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. Listen, it is hot here in Florida, so I have my fan. God bless you. I have my fan because if I turn on the car, the noise might interrupt with the video. So, good morning, Roseville, Alabama. Yes, I am in Jacksonville, Florida. God bless you all so much. Gary, Indiana. Yes, I have a good friend who spent time working in banks. And Gary, hello, my Asian family. Hello. Daytona. Yes, Florida. Don't we just love our state? You received your silver. Yes. Oh, I love you so much. Thank you for letting us know you received your silver. Hello, Miss Canada, or is that Mr. Canada? David from Canada. Hello, Texas. Gary. Oh, Duluth, Georgia. Georgia next to Florida. Hello, family. Thank you for checking in. Thank you, family. I love you so much. I thank you for your support. How do you say that? Chagagua Lake, New York. That sounds like an Indian name or a Native American name. Good morning, Alaska. Wow. Snow there? Oh my God. I don't think I could go back to the snow. Hello, my family in Louisiana, plant-based wide. Yes. Family, I love you all so much. I just wanted to encourage you all to please, your domicile is in Georgia. Remain positive, family. I know that things sometimes look negative and it looks like everything's falling apart, but it's not. Behind the scenes, things really are working in our favor. Grand Rising, I see you from Florida and Alabama. Things are working in our favors, family. I needed to address something that happened on my channel on yesterday. If you all would please allow me to just speak for a few seconds. First of all, I want to say thank you for all of your love and support. Hello, Myrtle Beach. Thank you for the blessings. Thank you. Hey, Jersey Empress. Yes. On yesterday, we had a great friend of mine to speak on gold and silver. His name is Andy Sheckman. Andy Sheckman is the CEO of Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company. He took time out of his very busy day. Jacksonville, whoop, whoop. Hey, Soli. I got to meet Soli Rodriguez family. Yes, it was an accidental meeting. We met at a marina restaurant on the water, and we just happened to run into each other. She's a beautiful soul. Hi, Soli. She was so sweet to me. She welcomed me with open arms and hugged me and took a picture of me. And she said so many beautiful, wonderful, encouraging words to me. Thank you, Sister Soli Rodriguez. And I got to meet her husband too. But family, Andy Sheckman is the CEO of Miles Franklin Precious Metals Company. That company has done, they're approaching $8 billion worth of business since he's been in business for over 30 years with his father. That company has been with the Better Business Bureau and has an A+ rating and had not one complaint. So he came on our platform and he talked about how the United States dollar had been the world reserve currency and how people and countries actually are leaving the US dollar and fleeing to other commodities. And we can also all agree that one of those commodities is gold. So he explained the history of the United States dollar, how it became the reserve currency, how we had an agreement with who was it? With Arabia, Saudi Arabia, that if they give us the oil, we would protect their nation, and then we would force everybody else, thank you, to buy oil using United States dollar. He gave the entire history of that, the entire history of OPEC. And then I asked him your questions, one being, how should we prepare if the United States dollar is decreasing in value since all of the countries are fleeing the dollar? Hi, your husband, and you listen to, oh, thank you so much. So he went into great detail, and he said the way we can prepare is to have food, have water, have a way to protect your family, and forge relationships with people in our community, to be close to your family, because as the dollar decreases in value, what happens in all these countries leave the USD, all those dollars come flooding back into your country domestically, and they lose value exponentially, quickly. And when that happens, inflation jumps through the roof, so that it makes it very difficult for we, the people in America, to purchase goods and services. Yes, that's called hyperinflation. Thank you so much. So, hi, Hilton Head, South Carolina family. So it was important to bring him on to explain to us what's going on behind the scenes. And I thought that was very critical, because we see inflation, we see so many things going on with the prices going up exponentially, but we don't necessarily know why. Now, hello. What happened was a lot of people came to my platform, our platform yesterday, and said, thank you for the good information, Mr. Sheckman. Thank you so much for telling us about the history of the USD being the world reserve currency. Thank you for allowing us to know how we can prepare. Thank you, because I asked a question that you all told me to ask, telling us how much we should have, because people said, ask him, how much silver and gold should we have? And he told us to look at it from another perspective, and to ask yourself, do you want to participate in an economy that continues to take advantage of you and, in so many words, enslave you by making you pay higher prices than you should? So when you look at it that way, then you find a way to operate outside of the system, right? And then you all asked me to ask him about gold IRAs and how you can roll over your money that's saved into an IRA attached to the USD and roll it over into silver and gold. And he took the time out of his very busy schedule to come to us and tell us, yes, you can do that, and how you can do that. Now, while many of my friends and family members on my channel said thank you and they appreciate it, and some of them actually went to his company and ordered silver and gold, I had some people to come on and say that they were angry with me because I did not ask Mr. Sheckman if we are moving to the gold standard. And I mean, people became belligerent. People were angry. Some people unsubscribed to my channel. They called me a fake and a fraud. I mean, it really hurt my feelings, because everything I do, honestly, I do because I love you. I love humanity. My purpose is greater than a lot of things, family. My purpose is so great that I don't have a companion. My purpose is so great that I go through great lengths to research, to study hard in the mornings, in the evenings, during the afternoon. My purpose is so great that my purpose is so great that I've aligned myself with people who can give us information that don't have to give us that time. Andy Sheckman is a billionaire. He has a multi-billion-dollar company. He did not have to take the time to come and talk to us, family. So no, I did not I did not ask him, are we moving to the gold standard? Because this is it. This is the thing, family. The day before, I had produced a video telling you all that we have good news, that behind the scenes, gold has been brought forward to offset the debts in the United States and Australia. I came before you and explained to you that it only makes sense that if all these other exporting nations have left the USD and returned to other commodities, including gold, then America will have to do the same. So when some people came to my platform and said I was fake and I was a fraud, and how dare I not ask my great friend, Mr. Sheckman, about returning to the gold standard and how that upset them, and it really hurt my feelings. So what I decided to come today to you to do is say, look, sometimes you have to get all the information, right? You have to know the history of the USD, the history of the USD being the world reserve currency, and how we got that status, and how we forced other nations, or not us, but certain bloodline families that were in cahoots with certain governmental factions to enslave the planet, how they had these nefarious agendas to force people to the USD. You have to know the history in order to understand and overstand the urgency and the necessity for us to come off the USD, and the urgency and the necessity for, thank you, for the White Hats to dismantle those entities behind the scenes. So what I'm saying, family, so if money loses value, then we can negotiate with creditors. Hi from Mississippi. So what I'm saying, family, is it was important for you to hear Mr. Sheckman explain these things to you in great detail, so that when you come to the realization that we are either moving to the gold standard or we are on the gold standard, you can know why. So no, I didn't ask Mr. Sheckman, are we moving to the gold standard? No, I didn't ask him to explain that. For one, when I ask you all to give me the questions, nobody said ask him that question, right? So I didn't ask him that question. I asked him to speak on the things that are his expertise, and to speak on the questions that you gave me. Then I had people to come on my channel and say, well, I can't afford gold, I can't afford silver, you're not being fair to those of us who don't have money. And I get it. Oh my gosh, I feel you. I feel you, family. I feel what you're going through. Hi, Orlando. So here's my retort, because some people were really angry with me and said, you keep talking about silver and gold and we can't afford it. And I understand your frustration. I do. I understand your frustration, because guess what, family? I don't get paid for disseminating information. YouTube sometimes pay me now, but this is after 5 years of giving intel for free. And just now, like in the last couple months, I started getting ads that are suitable for my channel. So I'm not doing this for money. I don't do consultations for money. People haven't given me money for giving out this information. But I will. Oh, you study 8 hours a day. That's amazing. So what I'm trying to tell you is, I get it. I don't have money. I actually retired from higher education, and sometimes when I feel like it, I teach as a substitute. So all this that I'm doing is because it's my purpose and I love it. So I don't have a lot of money, so I can relate to you all. I can feel you. So this is the thing. Stay positive, okay? You may not have money to afford gold right now. It's not in your budget, because gold is $1,800 an ounce or more with the premiums. So, the spot price is the market price of the silver and gold. Okay, you bought silver with your stimulus check. The premium is the price above the spot price or the market price. And then a premium is the price that the company has above the spot price for doing business with them. Hello, family. So sometimes that's out of our reach. I get it. It's out of my budget. But this is what you can do. Remain positive. So I'm going to suggest this to you. I offer this to you today, family. And stop, instead of saying, I can't do, ask yourself, what can I do? And that's why, although my feelings were hurt, I can appreciate the fact that people have expressed their discontent and their frustration. So you can't afford gold, or it's not in your budget. Let's not say you can't. What can you do? Did you know you can purchase half an ounce of gold, a quarter of an ounce of gold, an eighth of an ounce, a 16th of an ounce, a gram of gold? Did you know that? I got to turn on this. My battery is dying. You can, maybe that's within your budget. Or, Great Rising, you inbox me. I will look at it. Okay, I will look at it. No. Oh, let me stop right here. There is somebody masquerading as me that comments on the videos saying to WhatsApp them. That is not me, family. I would never ask you to WhatsApp me. I will not ask you for money. I reported that person, whoever that bot, to YouTube, and I hope that they do something about it. No, that is not me. Okay, so how can I can't afford gold, Dr. Pruitt. How can I afford gold? You can get a quarter of an ounce, an eighth of an ounce, a 16th of an ounce, a gram. You can also get what's called gold aurum notes, AURUM. Gold aurum notes is 24 karat gold. Okay, real gold pressed onto a note or a bill, and it can be used as money because it is still gold. And keep in mind that 13 or 14 states in America have legalized silver and gold as a legal tender, or as real money. So that's how you can get gold. How can you get silver? Keep talking to each other, family, while I'm talking, okay? Because you're encouraging each other, and we're all family. Instead of saying, I can't afford the silver because I live paycheck from paycheck. I hear you, family. Ask yourself, how can I afford silver? You can buy a half an ounce, a quarter of an ounce, an eighth of an ounce, a 16th of an ounce. You can buy a gram of silver. You can buy little silver pieces, okay? So you see how that works? If that's out of your budget, consider sterling silver. Sterling silver, like sterling silverware, is 92% silver, okay? Yeah, so it's real silver, so you can still afford it. If that's not in your budget, consider constitutional silver, which is coins that were minted before 1965. That's silver. You see, get that. If that's not in your budget, do you have a phone? What else? A computer, a catalytic converter in a car? Do you have appliances, a refrigerator, stove, a washer, a dryer, anything? All those things, my darling, have silver. It has silver. Hi, Vancouver. Silver in it. So when it has silver, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches and loving favor rather than silver and gold. Thank you for sharing that. So family, you may be able to actually get silver and gold when you open up your mind and you think about, what can I do? Instead of saying, I can't afford this, I can't, ask yourself, oh, silver shots and gold shots. Yes, you can buy that. What can I do? Another thing you can do is align with your family. You're welcome. It's my great pleasure. Align with your family, get together with friends, put your money together, even if it's pennies together, and buy some silver and or gold. If that's out of your budget or is not your desire, what Mr. Sheckman told us yesterday, and I so wholeheartedly agree, is that one of the most important things in life is family. Okay, food is wealth. We have to learn how to grow our own food. Yes, you can get junk silver. Food, having seeds, growing your food, finding clean mountain water or clean water, that's all wealth. Community, that's wealth. So it's not just about money or silver and gold. It's also about family and community. So yes, I brought on a special guest to take time out for us to express to us why the USD is failing in value. And some people said, but you just said yesterday, the day before, that the dollar is now backed by gold. Yes, but understand and understand, family, that things take time. Sometimes before things get better, unfortunately, they get worse. Now, I'm not saying that for you to be discouraged, but I'm just saying that, oh, somebody said go to the pawn shops. I'm just saying that the dollar is losing value. We can see that. But behind the scenes, gold has been put forward to pay off debt and to stop certain things. But it takes time to halt those things. Do you all understand what I'm trying to say? Please stay encouraged. Yes, darkness before the dawn. Stay happy. Keep your vibrations high. Don't allow the adversary or the evil one or the devil, whoever, don't allow negativity to cause a breach in our relationship, because I genuinely love you. I genuinely want the best for humanity. I'm not into race. I'm not into skin complexion. I'm not into any of that. I love you all and you all love me. And so I'm going to bring people on the channel who are, yes, Jewish. Somebody attacked me today because they said, is Mr. Sheckman a Jew? I don't know. Why does that matter? Why should I care about somebody's ethnicity, about their culture, about their religion? I respect and honor and treasure and love you all. Heck, I'm Jewish. My family is Hebrew. I've practiced it all my life. So if you speak against one Jewish person, you're speaking against me. Family, let's not do that. We don't have to be divided. I love you so much. Don't do that, family, please. We're all one. We've been all enslaved together, okay? These bloodline families that were in control, they were not human. They came from different realms to come to planet Earth to put in certain programs to cause division so that they could divide us and conquer us, okay? So let's not do that, because whether it's Mr. Sheckman, I'm going to have people from all different walks of life that come on our platform to help us, to prepare us from what's to come, okay? And they do that because they love us. So that's what I wanted to say, family. Please understand and understand that we're all in this together. They tried to enslave us together, but now we have to work together as one to liberate each other. Where we go one, we go all. So keep a positive mentality. Let me say this. Have you ever had a check that was supposed to clear, put into the bank, and it's supposed to cover all of those checks that you had written before, but somebody in a banking system, a banker, held up that one check that could have cleared all those debits, but they held it up? You see how that happened? They will hold up that one check so that all those things can clear and bounce, you know, to make you feel, so now that you're in arrears, and make you feel like you didn't have that money, to make you feel discouraged, and now you're in a deficit. Now you have insufficient funds, or NSF. You see, remember how they would do that? And you're like, you know, I get paid every Friday and that check came in at 1 o'clock, but you held that check up so that all these things can bounce. And now I have to owe the bank. You know, that's how I see the situation with our USD, or our new money being backed by gold. It has already been offset, but you still have nefarious people in power who don't want you to see that that is the case. So what they want us to focus on is that the dollar is losing value. So they keep doing things to make us discouraged, right? So that you won't know that the USD is backed. But you still have to prepare. So what is wise? Yes, I know people may be, the enemy is trying to mess with my vibration, or they're trying to mess with our vibrations. So what's wise is to expect the best and prepare for the worst, because you never know what's going to happen. It's like this, and I'll try not to stay on too long. Remember, for years, a lot of us have known that number 45 and white hats of the military had come to dismantle the system that had enslaved humanity, right? And we've been saying, They're going to arrest people behind the scenes, right? We've been saying that for 5 years. Mr. DJT and I'm sorry, I'm so hot. I'm trying to get myself together. They are arresting people behind the scenes. And you're worried your husband works for a township. We'll keep him in our prayers. We've been saying the system is being dismantled. The white hats are arresting people behind the scenes. And people called us crazy. They threatened us. They said we wanted to be grabbed by the poom poom. They tried to discredit us. They attacked us. They attacked our character. Remember that? But we held strong and we said, I wish I could pin your comment to keep your vibrations up. We held strong with the message, right? We knew that our republic was being restored. We knew that 209 countries behind the scene had agreed to return to the gold standard. We knew that. But what happened? Even though we said it and we knew it, we had a global shutdown. Remember? The pandemic came online. We had false flag events. We had the George Floyd situation. We had George Soros-backed entities like BLM, Until Freedom, and Antifa to incite people to riot and tear up their communities. We saw this happening, right? We had the so-called cure, that thing that they injected us with to stop the CV, or allegedly stop the CV. The nefarious agenda moved forward, even though we said the white hats and number 45 and some very benevolent beings were taking down and dismantling the system. We still saw the nefarious agenda go on or happen before our eyes. But that did not negate that the white hats of the military, number 45, put on the air conditioner. It's on and it's not working, family. Oh, let me turn it up. I hope this doesn't mess with the volume here. I hope y'all, because you're going to hear the air conditioner. Thank you, because I'm hot. Thank you for that suggestion. Jesus. I am hot in here. So it didn't stop them from moving forward with their nefarious agenda. But even though they did that, that didn't negate what we said, that the Galactic Federation and the white hats of the military was still doing their job. So when I say that we are on the gold standard behind the scenes, even though the dollar is devaluing in our eyes and for what it looks like, you have to have faith enough to know the Holy Ghost fire. You have to have faith enough to know that the Creator is still working on your behalf. You have to have faith enough to see with your first eye that things are still operating the way that they should, okay? So stay encouraged, family. Stay excited. Keep your vibrations high. And no matter what it looks like, know that beyond a shadow of a doubt, know deep within your soul, know that things are happening for our behalf. Child, yes, these hot flashes are something else, honey. Let me tell you, menopause is the devil, okay? Yes, I don't know where, that is not of God. But anyway, you have to know that the Creator will never leave us, never forsaken us, okay? That you have to know that we are making this happen. So our vibrations will make the gold standard come in more quickly. Our vibrations staying high and our positivity will help everything we've been looking for come about more quickly, because the energy that we put out into the universe will then cause everything to happen that is for our greater good. So I just wanted to encourage you to please stay high in your vibrations. I love you. I'm not trying to trick anybody. Yes, I do wholeheartedly know and believe that the white hats are still dismantling the system, and that, yes, I've heard about the med beds, and I honestly believe and know that gold has been pushed forward to pay off the debts, and that we are secretly behind the scenes on the gold standard, which is why Alexander Mooney introduced House Resolution 5404 in 2018, and then again he introduced House Resolution 9157 to define the dollar as a fixed weight in gold. And if you all are white hats or you've been following the intel, you know that by the time they tell us they're introducing something or this looks good or we might do this, it means it's already done. So don't wait until the battle is over. Shout now. Don't wait until you can see it with your eyes. Praise the Most High now. Don't wait until somebody has to show you something or handwriting on the wall. Your faith, your belief, your knowing should cause you to give glory and honor and reverence to your ancestors, glory and honor and reverence to the Creator right now. Because the Creator inhabits the positive vibrations of his or her creation. The Creator sits in the praise. The Creator sits in and thrives in and basks in our appreciation and our gratitude. The Creator will allow things to happen even more quickly when we express our gratitude. So let's move in gratitude. Let's move in appreciation. Let's move in positivity. Let's move in hope and joy and peace and love, okay? This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. You know what my friend told me today? He said, sometimes we act like the children of Israel in the Bible. Remember when Moses led the people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt? And, you know, that might be a metaphorical story or might be real. And he led them into the out of slavery, and they were traversing through the wilderness, right? And he said, God is going to take care of you. The Creator is going to provide for you. We're going to cross over to the promised land. And at first they were happy about that good news, but they still had to go through the wilderness. Right? They still had to go through the hardship. They came out of slavery, then they went through a wilderness experience before they went into the promised land. Because when you go through a wilderness experience before you go to the promised land, honey, that will teach you some appreciation for the Creator and for what the Creator can do for you. That will teach you a perseverance. That will teach you growth. That will develop you, your character. It will teach you how to be appreciative and express gratitude. You see how that works? Let's not be like the children of Israel who said, Moses, you took us out of slavery and you gave us a good message, but how dare you? I should have just died in slavery in Egypt. I could have just stayed in slavery and died because it's just so hard and so miserable in this wilderness. I don't care about the promised land. I don't want to cross over into the promised land. Yes, you gave a good message. Yes, you helped us. Yes, you fought Pharaoh, but I don't want to go into the promised land because I'm going through a hardship right now. Let's not be like the children of Israel. Whether that's a real story, I know, so I have some people that say it's a metaphorical story, but let's be grateful and let's be happy. Let's support each other. We're all tired. We are exhausted. Family, when I tell you I cry so much, and when I heard some of your messages and you were upset with me, I cried. I literally shed tears because I know you're not really mad at me. You're tired. You are exhausted. We have been through slavery. We have been through hell, and we are tired. And when that happens, sometimes you attack each other. Sometimes you say, look, I thought you said we should have hope, but I'm losing hope. You know, that's what people feel like. And I'm here today to tell you, please, let's not lose hope, family. Please, let's stay together. Let's not leave each other, but let's love on and support each other because things are getting better. Gratitude to you too, family. Let's have an abundance mindset, knowing that things are getting better and working for our behalf. We walk by faith and not by sight. If we walked only by sight, we would have given up during the pandemic. We would have given up when they locked us in, right? If we walked by sight, we would have said it's all over when they start trying to shoot us up with stuff and tell us you have to take this or else you can't work. We would have given up. If we didn't have faith, we would have let people divide us because we have different religions, because we have different skin complexion, because we have different cultures. We would have allowed that to happen. But you and I have said, no, hell no, we're not allowing you to divide us because we are all one family. At one time, you might have tricked us into your programming by making us think that this person is against me and I'm against that person. You might have tried to divide us with your critical race theory by saying you a slave, you always gonna be a slave, your people over here enslaved everybody, so you should feel guilt. No, hell no. You will not use your programming to divide God's people, because God created us all and God loved us all and put us all on this planet together. We came here together. We went through hell and high water together, and we're gonna stay together and help each other get through this hard time. So you gotta have faith. People keep telling me that I'm selling hopium, that you're selling hopium. You just talking about all this hope. You need to stop. I would rather present to you hope than despair, because hope is contagious. Joy is contagious. Love is contagious. Peace is contagious. And I love you all, and you all love me. So let's have faith. Let's have a sense of knowing that things are getting better, okay? So let's not attack our guests. Let's not attack each other. Let's not attack, people who are trying their best to bring us some hope. Somebody said I must have hopium in by the kilo. You know what? That was good. That was good. That was so good, because a kilogram of silver is about 35 ounces. Y'all know I'm always gonna bring things right back to silver or gold. So that's it, family. I don't want to keep you or hold you up. Is there anybody that have any questions for me? Anybody desire to say something to me face to face, because I don't come on here often, and I want you to express your frustrations. I really cried when I saw some of the comments, but I'm very sensitive, people. Yeah, family, y'all have to know I'm sensitive. No eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind can imagine what the Lord has in store for those that love him and are called according to his purpose. Thank you, Sister Karen Carson. That was right on time. You're welcome. I love you all. I love you so much. Somebody said vote green, early voting. Oh yeah, it is early voting. Is Andy Scheckman a Jew? I don't know. Does it matter? Does it matter what his culture is? Does it? Why does it matter if he's here to help us and inspire us, encourage us, and educate us? What does it matter? I'm a Jew. I'm a Jew. And I'm also Cherokee. And I'm also Choctaw and Blackfoot. And I also have people from Europe in my family. Yes, I do. So what does it matter a person's nationality? What side do you think Kanye West is on, genuine or for the people? I think Kanye West, or Ye as he wants to be called now, I honestly think he's talking about the Khazarian mafia, or a certain group of people who call themselves Jews who overtook the planet, but I don't think he can actually say bloodline people or nefarious beings. You're Choctaw too? Yes! I don't think he may not even know how to say these are bloodline people, beings that are not humans, that have overtaken every aspect of our society, the entertainment industry, the educational industry, and all that. I believe he's trying to awaken people to let them know that certain bloodlines or certain nefarious beings have tried to enslave the planet. Somebody said, yay is genuine. Revelations 2 and 9, Revelations 3 and 9. Somebody said he's a white hat now. I really think he's trying to awaken the people. All praises to the Most High. We will get through this together. Yay or Kanye West is an entertainer and a rapper. Somebody just asked who was he created certain music. I see the RV question. Certain music. First, he was a part of that Rockefeller with Jay-Z and Beyonce. Then he broke away and he really went on this rant about trying to help awaken people. With the RV, who's going to write the books for education? Right, because new books with real education are being written now, but I don't know who's writing them. I don't know. Much love to you, darling. So what is the RV? Thank you, Sister Lisa Burns. Much love, darling, to John Thibodeau. I love you. The RV is called the Revaluation of Currencies. People put RV along next to GCR. The GCR is the Global Currency Reset. The Global Currency Reset is different from the Great Reset. You're welcome. The Great Reset. Somebody asked me a question, but I just missed it. It said, Kia, do you think or do you know something? Put it up again. The Great Reset was the nefarious beings' idea to crash the dollar, crash all monetary systems, and come up with a nefarious system that they could control, and so that they could make us all participate in this one world coin or one world monetary system. They would watch us, they would control what we could spend it on, and they will also have something put in our foreheads and on our arms, the mark of the beast, in order to buy products. So they were going to destroy the economic system and do a reset. That's the Great Reset. The global currency, the GCR, the global currency revaluation of the global currency reset is actually, do you think we'll see midterms go? People have said they don't think it will actually happen, that something will happen to stop. I'm not sure about that. The global currency reset is actually destroying the old monetary system, but bringing in a positive system whereby all countries' currencies become backed by gold and all the currencies become one-to-one. So the currency or the money that you use here will equate to the same in other countries. So again, 209 countries, look it up, called Project Sandman, agreed to the gold standard. So the global currency reset is again making gold the standard. Now the RV is a revaluation of currencies. When now you have gold and silver and your currencies, like Mr. Andy Sheckman told us yesterday, attached to assets or commodities like gold or silver or other things or other resources, now everything is one-to-one, and that makes gold the standard. So their currencies that are attached to those commodities now have to be reassessed and revalued because they have been devalued and made worthless. Now they will become, can you see DRs and GPS collapse? I don't know what DRs, what's DRs? Can you write that out, what that means? So the RV, the revaluation of currencies, mean that every currency now in all parts of the world will now be attached to gold, so they will revalue and become higher in value. So if you bought the Iraqi dinar, the Vietnamese dong, does that mean Andy will give us his richest? I'm going to remove you. I'm going to put you in timeout because I don't like you speaking against Mr. Sheckman, who is a very good friend of mine and somebody who has helped the entire world to know about the gold standard and he has been warning about the deflation of the dollar for years. He has been doing it for decades and telling people to prepare and telling them how, but people disrespected him. They called him names and they did not take him or heed his message, and now they see it happening. So, sir, you that keeps talking about my friend, Mr. Andy Sheckman, you have to go. I will block you and delete you if you're disrespectful to our family members. So, okay, stay up. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, sir. So, yeah, I'd rather go back to bartering too. So that's going to happen. But if you have Iraqi dinar, Vietnamese dong, Venezuelan money, or Zimbabwean zim, or any type of currency that had been devalued because of war and the economy had been destroyed, if you bought it low while the value was down, once it is officially announced that those countries have returned to gold, and it will all happen at the same time, it has to happen, the announcement will happen, and that will mean everybody is on gold so that announcement will happen. Once it happens officially, you will get a great return on your investment. That's what we're calling the RV, or the revaluation. And I think the RV is very, very close, because country after country is saying, I'm returning to the gold standard. So once that official announcement is made, you will be able to take your currency, even your USD, and trade it in, or get you will take those foreign currencies and get a great return on your investment. You will also be able to take your USD. I love you too. You will also take your USD and you will be able to exchange it for the gold-backed United States note, or the USTN, United States Treasury note. I'm not sure if they're going to do USN or USTN, but those are rainbow-colored currencies that are backed by gold here in America. You will be able to take your whatever you have now and exchange it in. Not now, because the official announcement has not been made. You will also be able to, again, take reminds you of the money changing tables. Yes. So you will also be able to take your USD and exchange it for gold and silver. I hope I'm not getting off. Now, if this revaluation of currencies was not real, then I would have to submit to you that in 1991, Kuwait went to war. America started a war in Kuwait and revalued their dollar and decimated their economy. Kuwait was one of the richest nations, or probably the richest nation in the world. They were richer than America, okay? So when we decimated their economy, their dollar collapsed, or their Kuwaiti dinar collapsed. When the Kuwaiti dinar collapsed, military people that were high up that understand how currencies will be revalued went in and bought the Kuwaiti dinar, as well as your political officials and presidents all over the world bought the Kuwaiti dinar while it was devalued and the money had been decimated through war, because the United States went in there, decimated, funded both sides of the war. You know how they did. The United States Corporation, those bloodline families. So they bought the currency when it had been devalued, and then the America went in after the war, rebuilt their economy, which revalued their currency and made their currency now become valuable. Those military people and presidents and governmental people who had bought the Kuwaiti dinar during the war now turned it in, went to the bank and said, now that there was a revaluation of the currency in Kuwait and it has gone up in value, I need a return on my investment. They bought low and they sold high, and they were able to then get US dollars that based on the new rate or the new value of the Kuwaiti dinar. I will submit an article to you that showed you that. That was in 1991. That's how a lot of politicians became wealthy. I happen to know a brother who he and his brother both became rich. His brother became a multimillionaire when that happened, but he was only a millionaire because, will the change be America first, or it will be global and it will all happen at the same time? So keep talking to each other. So he got discouraged and sold some of his Kuwaiti dinar before it revalued. And now he had a little enough to become a millionaire, but he told me he wished he hadn't lost hope and faith, and he would have wish he would have held on to his Kuwaiti dinar. He would have been a multimillionaire. I'm just telling you this to let you know that revaluing of currencies is real. Now, if you look at, type in on YouTube, President Trump gives an interview on Fox about Soleimani or something like that. Or just put Trump and Soleimani, or Trump interview on Fox Soleimani. What you will see towards the very end of that video, the interviewer asked Trump, she said, what are you going to do about South Korea? We've helped South Korea, and we have helped Iraq. What are you going to do about them because, we've helped them. We've helped build up their railroads. We help support them. We've helped protect them. What are you going to do? President Trump said, not only are we going to make South Korea pay us back, we're going to make Iraq pay us back. He said South Korea has already paid us $500 million, okay, for protecting them. Stay with me, family. Then he went on and said, thank you. Then he went on and said, Iraq will have to pay us for protecting them and for building up the railroads. He said, we have built up railroads in Iraq that is better than anything we have in America. I wish we had those railroads in New York. He said, but that's okay. We now have billions of dollars of Iraqi money right now sitting in our banks. What are you saying, Dr. Pruitt? I am saying that if the RV was not real, if there was not going to be a revaluation of currencies, if you were not going to get a return on your investment, if you invested in exotic currencies, why did Donald Trump say we right now have billions of dollars of Iraqi money in our bank accounts right now? He was letting you know that the RV is real. The reason why we have billions of dollars of Iraqi money sitting in our account right now is because we're waiting on the revaluations of currencies. We're waiting on the global currency reset. We're waiting on the official announcement that all countries have been backed by gold, which will revalue the currency and bring it back to its original value. Okay, so yes, it is happening, family. We just have to be patient. Remember, also, number 45 kept saying on his social media platform, my wife wants an RV. Now, you think that man gonna have an RV traveling around the country, putting his lovely wife in an RV? But what those of us who have hope and faith and have done our due diligence know is that he speaks in code and was letting us know that the revaluation is happening soon. He also took to one of his social media platforms and he said, gold is the standard, but silver linings are great too. So family, this is happening. It is. The gold standard is here. So let's continue to raise our vibrations. Let's continue to take monoatomic gold, colloidal gold, and colloidal silver to help us raise our vibrations. Let's continue to eat well and eat well. The RV is unfair to the Iraqis. Oh, no. They would benefit. They will benefit from the RV. Let's continue to keep our vibrations high, to love one another and to support each other, because we need each other to get through this. The reason why Iraq will, unlike other times in history, they will be able to benefit from the RV is because they'll be able to exchange their Iraqi dinar for the new Iraqi dinar or the new rate. They'll be able to exchange it 1-to-1, just like we would be able. Yes, it's for the Iraqi people and will definitely be a blessing to them. Just like we can take our USD once our currency revalue and we officially move to the gold standard and exchange it 1-to-1 for the new gold back, they will be able to do the same. And also keep in mind, everybody doesn't have the knowledge that you all have. Everybody doesn't have the information that we have on this channel. So they might not realize that we have returned to the gold standard. They might not know that the white hats are putting things in place for us. And that's okay. We're not going to attack them because they don't know. We're not going to bemoan them or discredit them because they might not know. We're going to appreciate them for the information that they bring to us. We're going to love them for where they are. We're going to love them for who they are. Somebody says all money oppresses. Yes, but let me tell you this. I appreciate you. Money can be an oppressive tool, and money can be a tool to get you the things you desire. So the reason why NESARA and GESARA will happen to eject trillions of dollars into the global economy is because, and the reason why you'll be able to take your exotic currencies and exchange them for higher rates is because we will have to create humanitarian projects to help our human family. You and I, isn't this awesome? We're going to clean the waters. We're going to plant good, healthy foods. We're going to build the infrastructure. We're going to help our human family. We're going to take people off the streets as homeless people. We are going to do this with all of our humanitarian projects, because let me tell you why the Galactic Federation, the creator, wants us to do this. The Galactic Federation wants us to experience what it's like to have wealth, because the creator created us. I'm going to explain this, Sarah. Just one second, please. The creator wanted us to experience exponential wealth, because when we came here, we had gold and silver and palladium and platinum and all these things, diamonds and all this stuff already here for us to enjoy. What do I think about indigenous people getting their land back? I think that we're all here now, and that we all need to come to the table and have a discourse. So I really don't want to get into that, because I'm not that high up, I'm not in government. I'm not from the bloodline families. I'm not a part of the dynasties that will come together and have a conversation. So where was our family? The creator desired for us all to always experience abundance. But when nefarious people came online or came down from other realms and other realities to enslave us and take away our gold and silver and all that, and all of our precious metals, and, kind of brought us down in our vibrations and took all of our wealth away from us, then we experience slavery, we experience poverty on a large scale. So what the Galactic Federation and the creator desires now is for us to experience wealth again, but also for us to experience what it's like to help humanity through humanitarian projects, and to help each other to be able to thrive in the new reality that we as gods and goddesses will help the creator to create. So we have a very, very big responsibility, because to whom much is given, much is required. So some of us have a lot of knowledge, a lot of intel, and some of us will have a lot of so-called money and this new reality into which we're going, so that we, as the leaders, will help humanity. This is what we came to do. To whom much is given, much is required. The creator gave us this. We agreed to come here for this purpose, so we will have to do that in order to help the human family, which is something great. Now, we will go into that reality in order to before we move to a new reality where we will not have any money. We'll not have any money, just like our galactic families, and we will be able to manifest things just through thinking them, or just by our being, or just having high vibrations. But before we move to that reality and that realm, we're going to go through an experience of having abundance and great wealth. 2 Ezra 6:28 KJV, as for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth which hath been so long without fruits shall be declared. Thank you, Lady Summer Queen of the Town of Angels. I appreciate you. Wow. We need to friend each other on Facebook. You're so inspirational, and you understand how to, or understand how to use the word to inspire us and encourage us and support us. Thank you. NESARA is the National Economic Security and Reformation Act. The global version of that is the Global Economic Security and Reformation Act, called GESARA. And then I'm going to have to leave, family. The children, my grandchildren, are getting out early today, and I got to get these eyebrows waxed before that or after that. This was something that was signed into law under Clinton, which they called the first Black president. Don't ask me why, but anyway, under Clinton, it was signed into law. He did not want to do it, but the white hats forced him, or strongly encouraged him, to sign this act into law. It was supposed to be announced on September 11th from the Pentagon, 2001, but instead what they did was they took the gold out of the towers, or one of the buildings that was supposed to offset the debt. They took it out. They imploded the towers. They sent planes, I think it was, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, into the Pentagon, or maybe it was a computer generated image to make it look like it was a plane to attack the Pentagon. because that was the building from which the announcement was to come. So gold was supposed to be put forth, which we're hearing actually just happened recently behind the scenes, to offset the debt. And then trillions of dollars was supposed to be ejected into the economy to liberate humanity and to pay off all the credit and to have a debt jubilee all across the world. That was supposed to happen. So NESARA is a law that was put into place that said that we're going to dismantle the United States corporation, the central banks, and the three-letter organizations, the FBI, CIA, IRS, and all those things. We're going to dismantle those systems, and we're going to bring back the natural or lawful government, which is the republic, and the lawful constitution, which is the Constitution for the United States of America, not to be confused with the Constitution of the United States of America Corporation. Of is nefarious, for is benevolent or good or lawful. So we're going to restore the Constitution for the United States of America. We're going to restore the republic here in America. The global version of that, we're going to restore the republics or the lawful governments all across the world and bring back their constitution and bring back common law and natural law. That's what NESARA-GESARA was about. And we're going to pay off everybody's debts because the nefarious banking system enslaved humanity through debts and through interest rates or usury, which is unlawful. NESARA-GESARA also said that we are going to reduce the work hours from 40 hours a week to 20 hours a week. NESARA-GESARA also said we're going to return to the gold standard because gold officially has always been considered money all across the world throughout history. NESARA-GESARA also said that we're going to have med beds and other technologies which will make lives better for human beings. And those technologies came from the Galactic Federation of Light, or our galactic brothers and sisters. The med beds are something that you can get into. It will detect every ailment in your body and then it will heal it on contact. NESARA-GESARA also says that at some point in our development, our ascension into higher realms, we will go through a light chamber, which will change our body from the way it is to become a crystalline body. So that now we don't have to eat, our bodies will be made to eat better foods, and then we will ascend to states of consciousness where we don't even need food or water. We will eat or absorb energy like many of our Galactic Federation of Light. NESARA and GESARA also stipulates that we will be able to go through the light chambers, and if we desire to, we can reverse in age and go back to whatever age we desire. I'm going back to 25 because I'm cute now, but baby, when I was 25, mama was fine, okay? And it was not hard for me to lose weight like it is today, and I wasn't having hot flashes. NESARA-GESARA also says that at some point we will ascend so that we will never die, or we will live for thousands of years and never have to see death. It will be up to you how far you want to or desire to go up into ascension, okay? What level of consciousness, how many states of, what do they call it, dimensions do you desire to ascend to? That will be up to you. NESARA also and GESARA also is an agreement that we will have planetary peace. So when the Bible said that the devil would be, or Satan would be enchained for thousands of years, and we will have 1,000 years of peace, that was just, I don't want to say just, that was prophecy of what is to come. So that's why 209 countries agreed behind the scenes to have world peace. That's why 209 countries agreed behind the scenes, they call it Project Sandman, to return to the gold standard. So what happened was farmers, this is how NESARA became a thing. The farmers took the United States Corporation, which is a corporation made up of many bloodline families that are not human, and they're human hybrids when they made it with humans, their children. The farmers took them to high courts or military or tribunal, international tribunal courts, and said that these bloodline families who created a fake government that is not our government, who are registered in Delaware as a nonprofit religious organization, they're not our government, they're not lawful, they're bloodline beings. They have forced us as farmers, which is the backbone of our country, as they feed us, through cattle and vegetation. They forced us farmers to plant Monsanto seeds and other unhealthy seeds, and they forced us to have sick cattle and sick fowl or birds to feed our people in America, and we don't like it. They forced us to take on loans, and if we didn't do what they said, they annihilated us. They took us off the planet. They got rid of us, MURDERED us. And so we're taking them before tribunal court because they need to pay and compensate us for what they did. They also took our land from us. They also made us take out loans through usury or interest rates, which is we cannot pay back. So we owe it to our farmers, because once they did that, at the same time, you had Empress Verdi Asi Gaston El Tunica Bay or Turner Bay to take the United States corporation bloodline families to court and say, you stole the land from indigenous people. Now, we allowed, indigenous people had an agreement and a treaty with colonists who came here from Europe. We did, with the British people who came here. And that's why Donald Trump said Morocco was the first to acknowledge us as our own nation, because Morocco, or the Moroccan Empire, or the Moors, or the people erroneously classified as black, were different tribal people, or the copper colored people found here by Columbus, had an agreement with the colonists that came here and said, we acknowledge them as their own nation. They are the United States of America. They are the United States of Amorica. Properly spelled lowercase UNITED, lowercase STATES, capital A, America. They were the United States. We had an agreement with them. We had treaties with them called, one of the treaties is called the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. So Empress Verdi Asi Gaston El Tunica Bay, or it later became Turner Bay, took the United States corporation to court and said, you enslaved the people here on this land. You stole the land from the indigenous people. You caused a dissension between the indigenous people here and the colonists with whom we had an agreement. Now, some people say some of the colonists were nefarious. I'm telling you that when they came here, they had an agreement, which is why they paid homage. Look up Washington. George Washington paid tribute to the Moroccan emperor. George Washington paid money to the Emperor of Morocco, which is here in America, and our empire expanded through many countries, because he appreciated being able to conduct trade and commerce here. The red, white, and blue flag is not the American flag. It's the flag of the United States of America, which is the banner of the people that came to America to conduct trade and commerce. The flag of the Moroccan Empire is red with a green star, okay? This information I'm giving is just history or information for you to look and vet to see if it's true. It's not to try to indoctrinate anybody or cause any dissension. I'm just telling a story. So the Empress took the United States corporation to court. The farmers took the United States corporation to court. And at the same time, won their cases. When the Empress won her case, she won $85 quadrillion to be paid to the copper colored people, the Aboriginal people, the so-called Indians, the Native Americans, which all those people really just mean the black people, so-called people classified as black here, who are the copper colored indigenous Aboriginal people of this land. Ab just means from. That's the original definition of ab. It came later to mean against or not, but originally it means from the land. Original people. Their classification was changed from Aboriginal, then they were classified as indigenous, then we were classified as Negroid, then colored, then black, and then Jesse Jackson was allegedly charged with naming us African American to make us think we came from Africa. Anyway, Empress Verdi Asi Gaston El Tunica Bay won her case. They said they classified us as the oldest indigenous people on the planet because Israel is here, the Garden of Egypt is here, Garden of Eden is here, Egypt, all those places, Babylon, all those places on the world map, actually, they started here. This is the cradle of civilization. She won her case. They called us the oldest indigenous people on the planet, and she won $85 quadrillion that's supposed to be disseminated to we the people. And I don't even know how they're going to decide who's the Morris, because if you follow Willie on Willie's Truth Call, go to williestruthcall.com and look up his some of his videos and his calls that are archived, and you can he will also leave his number for his conference calls. He will talk about how we are all a family. We're all, originally you had the copper colored people that were considered American, but we're all Americans, and everybody will be paid for being enslaved here in America and all across the planet. So she won her case against the United States Corporation for her people to have money returned to them for having been enslaved or having their land stolen away from them. And she took the allodial title to that tribal court. And she said the Louisiana Purchase, which was not just Louisiana, it was many states connected together, was not a purchase, but a theft. And the person who took the land from her and the people, the Ouachita people or the original people here, and sold it, did so against our wishes. At the same time, the farmers took the United States Corporation to court. They won their case. They lost many of their lives. A lot of their lawyers came up missing. They were killed, murdered. They lost their land, but they fought vehemently anyway for we the people. And what was decided when the farmers won their case is that they will be paid out first for all the things that they had went through, because the case determined that not only had the farmers been treated unfairly, and not only had the farmers suffered from nefarious banking activities of the United States Incorporated and their central banking system attached to them, but so had we the people here in America and all across the globe. So when the announcement is made that the white hats of the military and the NESARA white knights, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little tired, has successfully dismantled all of those nefarious beings. When that announcement is made and we realize we have officially returned to the gold standard, the farmers will be paid first for all the things that they endured, and then we the people would be paid. So their claim, along with Empress Verdi Asti Gaston El Tunica Bay and some other people that took the United States Corporation to court, after their claims are paid, starting with the farmers, then everybody else will be paid. So the farmers' claims led to NESARA and GESARA, because the court, the world court, the international court, found the United States Corporation guilty for enslaving humanity, guilty for nefarious banking practices, guilty for exacting usury against us, guilty for their corruption, guilty for taking our birth certificates and creating them into a bond and exchanging them on the New York Stock Exchange and enriching themselves, guilty of taking our trust, which each of us had a trust at the time of our birth that was supposed to offset every debt or everything that we wanted to buy or purchase. It was supposed to take care of that. But they were found guilty of taking our birth certificates and exchanging on New York Stock Exchange, enriching themselves, guilty of accessing our trust by taking us to court, making themselves and their judges administrations of our trust, and finding a way to steal money out of our trust, guilty of doing that. They were found guilty of charging us for mortgages, guilty for credit card debt, guilty for when we bought a loan and we signed off the promissory note, we didn't realize that we were actually giving them permission, because that was a power of attorney type of form. We were giving them permission, unbeknownst to us, to access our trust and pay themselves off first, and then they would make us pay them again through a mortgage, a bank loan, a car loan, credit card debt. They were all found guilty. Guilty of taking our Social Security number, which is a bank account attached to a bank account, and trading using our Social Security numbers to enrich themselves. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Go to GMEIUTILITY.org. GMEIUTILITY.org. NESARA-utility.org/ I don't know if it's backslash or slash search SEARCH. Either do that or just go to GMEIutility.org. In the search part, put in your social security number with the dashes, and you then hit the enter button, and you will see all the entities and the companies that have been unlawfully trading under your social security number. At one time, I only had a few hundred, like 300. Now I have 35,000 entities trading under my social security number, guilty of doing that to enrich themselves. So what's going to happen under NESARA is that each of us will have a certain amount of money, kind of like a universal basic income, but a certain amount of money put into our quantum accounts that will be able to use, that will pay us, or just kind of like compensation for the nefarious activities of the United States corporation and the nefarious activity of the banking system. They have to do that because once our republic is restored, what we will have is a lot of people taking these beings to court, and it would just go for decades. And you still can take them to court at some point, but they're going to pay us. Some people say between $10,000 and $100,000 a year for 10 or 11 years in a non-interest bearing account. So that will happen to make us all wealthy and to make sure we'll be able to kind of compensate ourselves and be able to live well through NESARA-GESARA. People that live here in different countries will have to go to the country of their origin in order to access NESARA and GESARA, because a lot of people just came to America to better themselves because of what the United States corporation and their military did in those other countries to decimate their economy. They had to find some way to make it better for them families. So in order to access the funds through NESARA and GESARA, you will have to return to your home country and help to build up your country. I'm getting tired, family. So money will be put into our quantum accounts, which have already been created for each of us, and we will be able to access that account maybe through, I don't know how, but some way they will do it so that only you can access your account, only I can access our account, and it will be monitored, but it will be monitored by our galactic family. It's not going to be monitored by the nefarious beings who just want to make sure, spy on what we're doing, but it has to be monitored in a way to make sure nobody's purchasing our babies and nobody's trading, trafficking certain things. And it will be monitored in such a way just to make sure everybody is on the up and up and not trying to harm people. So money is somewhere between $10,000 and $100,000 per month for only 10 or 11 years, okay? Because, you can't just keep giving people money because some people don't know how to handle it. So that's why once we go return back to constitutional law, you can create a trust based on common law or constitutional law that's not attached to the IRS, because the IRS is being dismantled as we speak and it's nefarious. So anything created right now is attached to an EIN, which is attached to the IRS, okay? Now, sometimes you have to do what you got to do in a system in which you're existing now to protect yourself, to protect your assets. What I'm saying is once we return to constitutional law, you will then be able to create a trust that's not attached to, or does not has an EIN attached to it, that's not attached to an IRS, because the IRS will cease to exist. And that's why House Resolution 24, it was either 24 or 25, I can't remember, under number 45 was created to monitor the IRS and to dismantle the IRS. So under NESARA-GESARA, the IRS will cease to exist. Now, you will have money in your quantum accounts that you can access for all these years. So what I would encourage you to do is, yes, create a trust, put your money in it. You will have a wealth manager if you desire to help you to manage your money. You will have something called a family office that you will be able to go to through wealth managers, and get with your family and discuss how you're going to use that money. Because if it's in a non-interest bearing account, that means that once it runs out, it runs out. Okay. You will also have healthy seeds, healthy cattle, healthy fish, healthy clean waters, healthy new technologies, all these things to better humanity. And it's escaping me all the wonderful benefits of NESARA and GESARA, a debt jubilee that will wipe out all of our debts, and other things that will come online to help us and to give us a beautiful, magnificent, wonderful reality as we ascend in consciousness. And this is what Corona was all about. Corona. Corona is a banking term. It is a coded message. It had nothing to do with the virus that later became known as the CV-19. But what they were doing was speaking in term to let each other know that gold, Corona means crown, crown as in gold, gold as in crown consciousness, as in your highest self, gold as in using the gold to offset your debt. They were talking to each other. This is an era of gold. Gold as in you're going to ascend in consciousness into a higher realm, to your Christos consciousness, your Christ consciousness. So this is the era into which we're ascending. So NESARA-GESARA was just a precursor to that. It started off with the farmers' claims and with Empress of the Moors, the Empress of America, or the tribes that were here, the Ashita, the original people, the Aboriginal people, taking the United States to court. And they won their cases, which led to the white hats of the military dismantling the nefarious power that had usurped authority and enslaved the planet. So I hope I've given some good information and some encouragement, family. Stay encouraged. Keep your vibrations high. Yes, we see high inflation. Yes, people are leaving the dollar. Yes, the dollar is losing its value. But behind the scenes, this nefarious entity and corporations are being dismantled, and gold has been used to offset the debt, but we don't see it in our reality happening yet. But let's speed up the process by remaining encouraged, by raising our vibrations, by staying hopeful, by having an abundance mentality and knowing that there's more than enough gold, there's more than enough healthy water, there's more than enough good food, there's more than enough love, joy, peace, and all of those things, kindness, gentleness, goodness, long suffering, forbearing with one another, more than enough. That's an abundance mentality to liberate us. That is the difference, or the antithesis of a scarcity mentality that says we're all doomed, it's never going to happen. You're just selling hope. We're not going to be liberated. Yes, we are being liberated, but you have to help. Okay, I don't care if they say something nefarious is mandatory. You need to, when you have an abundance mentality, you're looking for the good. Look at the etymology of the word mandatory. The etymology is the original definition and meaning of the word. When you take the word in historical context and look at the origin of words. In biblical terms, we call that exegeting and eisegeting the scriptures. You look at what the scripture means, but you also take into consideration the historical context and the context in which the word is used in order to get a deeper understanding of a scripture. That's called exegeting and eisegeting. But for our purposes, we look at the etymology of words. The etymology of the word mandatory means that it's a suggestion. It is something that a government or a person might say you should do, or a suggestion that only becomes contractual, or only becomes an agreement, or only becomes something that you must do once you agree to that suggestion. That, my darlings, is what mandatory means. It's not something you're forced to do. It's not lawful. It's not a law. It is a suggestion that's offered to you, and once you agree to it, it becomes binding. What is the etymology of a protest? Protest is not rioting. Protest is not marching. Protest is not taking to the streets. A protest is a notarized statement that details your complaint, your criticism, your groaning, or your disagreement with the government, with a law, or with something. That is the etymology. And a Black's Law Dictionary, get the Black's Law Dictionary. I don't think it matters which edition, because that's what really governs law. The protest is a notarized document that states your complaint. Okay, and then once you notarize that document, because you have a witness and you sign it off and you notarize it, it becomes lawful. And then you take it through certain procedures to make sure that the government that you hired, that works for you, is doing what they're supposed to do. Now, we already know that these people that took over, oh, she's beautiful. I like her hair. I'm going to get me a new hairdo. I'm sorry, women be all over the place. Her hair is, it looks like these faux locks, these fake locks, but it's kind of curly. I'm going to get that next. But anyway, see, she took me off. I can see why you men get distracted. Now, no, I'm not into women, but her hair was bomb. So a protest is something that is a document. So what these people will do, they will hire agents to take you off your square and cause you to take to the streets, to riot, to yell, to scream, to yell, to tear up your own neighborhood, your own country. Because you don't know Black's Law Dictionary and you don't know the etymology, and I didn't know the etymology of the words. This is why these people don't respect us. But taking into account that we didn't hire these people, some of us, some of them just took over, some of us erroneously hired them to represent us. But the reason why they can do whatever they want to do to us is because we don't know the real law. We don't know etymology of words. So again, a protest, the etymology of protest is a notarized document. And once you submit that document, then you go through certain channels to make sure that these people do what they're supposed to do. And if they don't, you have a right to establish your own militia and military and go in to these governmental offices and shut them down and drag them out. That is what you can do by the Constitution. So look, I'm not going to get into the details of what happened on January 6th, but I will tell you that there are certain buildings that are called the People's Building. There are certain people in place that's supposed to work for the people. And if you don't work for the people and you go in and you drag them out, that's not an insurrection. That's doing your job as sovereign beings to say either you represent me correctly or I will go in and take you out of your position. So my name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. I hope I've said something to raise your vibrations, to inspire you and encourage you to go out and create the joyous, magnificent, most amazing, excellent reality that you so wonderfully desire and deserve. I'm going to leave, family. I hope you're okay. I hope we're all on the same page. Let's love each other. Let's support each other. Let's encourage each other. Let's nourish each other, because that is what family does. Okay? Let's not leave each other or disagree. We can agree to disagree, but not disagree to the point where we hurt each other's feelings and say harmful things to each other, because we're all one family. We're in this together. We were enslaved together as a human race. And I don't know if human is a good word, or you all know what I mean. We were enslaved together and we will be liberated together. And everything's not up to the government. Everything's not up to the white hats of the military. Everything's not up to the, NESARA white knights. It's not up to them to liberate us. They're doing their part. Other galactic beings are here to help us, but it's up to you. It's up to me to liberate ourselves. It's up to us to grow our own food. It's up to us to find a way to clean the water. It's up to us to restore our families. It's up to us to create governments in our own communities to govern ourselves and our families. It's up to us to live in harmony. It's up to us to live in peace. It's up to us to teach each other how to raise in consciousness and ascend and self-actualize so that we can go up to higher dimensions. It is up to us, family, to do the work. Okay, this is what we came to do. We came to witness this and we came to assist. And some of us are more leaders. Some people just need to be governed, and that's okay. And some of us are leaders that will use the money that the Creator is blessing us with, and use the knowledge and information that the Creator is blessing us with to free humanity. So learn who in your family knows how to grow food. Learn who in your family community know how to fix food. Learn who in your family community know how to heal through plants, through herbs, who know how to do chiropractic, Asian medicine, chiropractic medicine, even Western medicine that is helpful. Learn who can educate your people. Learn all these things so that we can work together to create a dynamic family, which leads to dynamic communities, which leads to a dynamic nation, which leads to a dynamic world. I love you. Mwah. Peace, family. Talk to you soon. Bye. Well, as soon as I can find out how to get out of here. Bye, family. I love you.